edition of Africa's premier international showpiece comes down to the elite two in a pursuit of glory in Rabat, one of the imperial cities of Morocco, at the breathtaking Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium, the battleground for the 2025 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations final, where Senegal come up against Morocco. So let's look at Senegal. Of course, they've got the impressive Mendy between the sticks in the back four. So a man who's did 82 minutes of game time at this AFCON comes in to replace Koulibaly, the captain, of course, who has been suspended due to will be missing due to a suspension, I mean to say. And in the midfield, Ghana, Gueye and Kamara will be looking for a good showing out in the attack. Nane looking to make a better history and catching up to the goal-scoring record set by Samuel Eto'o. And of course, Tigres Jackson is another that is exciting from a Senegalese point of view. 2 goals he scored so far in this tournament in their starting 11. For the men in your picture, they have scored, well, a good number of goals here, but in this 11, 7 goals scored by 4 different players, and there's another 4 on the bench that have found the back of the net. Not alone in commentary, I'm joined by Badile Jacobs as we get ready for history being made out in Rabat, Morocco tonight. OJ.
Tologelo, Wetede, Jobo Bonambo, Ipone, Todi Bonante, Ketatoropo Yarabat, Mo Libaneng, La Prince, Moulay Abdelam. Mo makaula kanyenga akisurefetse gore mo le mongwe tota a surefetse gore kangitse go jang khawana kimanga yo tla bona mphenyo ya sejana sa AFCON khatla bobedi ya go plana kapatse peditse naga ya Senegal Lions of Teranga ha mo le Atlas Lions ba pentse sejana so se bonang seo le khatlo le no sifela chincha Nkala wona ba ka Democratic Republic of Congo ke ena o tla ba ngata mai sa motshameko kwa letsatsela gompieno le kawana la dingwaga di le 18 yo simolotseng go nna le lokosi mmuso la batsiriganye ba FIFA mo ngwageng wa 2019 mo na morango wa ka Democratic Republic of Congo jaaka bona ba Afrika borwa le ene a bongile Tom a le gone 4 ke ka motsana ya ba ba tla tlhatlhamo lampa ile gore go tla nna jalo le mathata bona bontle jwa le bala bona thulugelo se ke lenane la setlhopha sa Morocco. I tell you to play Kemona wa Ashraf Hakimi. Mona dira tiro kwa Kenya fora kwa Topes Paris Saint-Germain. Me la chala mala karwa bone anoi. Me kawana la sai pare le ne ote mutaselo nga ya stopase. Me choke matoni bele chala mala kawanenga la ka kwa Topes Real Madrid kwa Santiago Bernabeu. Igwa chala ka Brahim Diaz. 4-1-2-3 ke mokgoba tile go lwa ka one setlhopha se sa Morocco ba dirile sentle ngwaga wa 2022 ba metshameko ya sejana sa lefatshe the Lions of Teranga ba dirile sentle kwa sejaneng sa lefatshe mo ngwageng wa 2002 kwa Korea Japan motwetse metsotso le somaro bongwe le somamare le botlhano ya ntlha ya botle go simologa jalo Sizwe.
Well, it's a battle here between West and North of Africa. Number 1 and number 2 on the FIFA rankings. Both have won the Africa Cup of Nations on one occasion. This is the first ever meeting between Senegal and Morocco at an Africa Cup of Nations. And well, in the history of the meetings, Morocco have dominated here. The action getting underway. Senegal in the unmistakable all green here attacking the goal to the right of your picture, whilst for Morocco will be in the right attacking the goal to the left. Well, the whistles, as you'd expect here in the early stages, will come out whenever Senegal are in possession of the ball here. We'll have to take a cap off here for the crowd out in Morocco, including those that have made their travels out to the north of Africa and showing support to this Africa Cup of Nations. Pape Thiaw, a man who's won a CHAN before his coach for Senegal, now looking to add an Africa Cup of Nations to that. As a former international, he's one who is very much familiar with Senegalese football from an international point of view, both as a player and a coach, and amongst those that are on this big stage that have come through the African Championships or the CHAN as we do know them, and have elevated their careers all the way through to the top flight of football on the continent, which is the Africa Cup of Nations. In those whistles, out Senegal enjoying the early touches. It's Elijah Diouf in the left back position. Will push forward and look to support Sadio Mane on the front footers. And he makes a slight mistake then, but they should have the situation under control here, Senegal, as they clear their lines. And one has to take a hat off to Morocco as a host nation and the supporters for playing their part. Over 1,200,000 fans have turned out at all the games hosted so far overall, an average of over 24,000, in fact, just under 25,000 supporters at every game. That's an average. Outstanding numbers and an outstanding tournament thus far, coming down to these two nations, the elites, in, as far as 2025 out in Morocco. And of course, the VIPs of world football, President, the CAF President Patrice Motsepe out there, as well as the FIFA President, Mr. Infantino, I beg your pardon. Now, Senegal, again, enjoying the early touches in this match, especially for Saad from Strasbourg, in the heart of that defense alongside Niakite. It'll be interesting to see how they combine under pressure, but in the front foot here, looking for the foul, nothing going. And Hakimi, the man pushing forward, the far side will be a position of interest in as far as Hakimi and Sadio Mane coming together. And the one be on the front foot and the other on the back. So, Baglini, a man who's seen Morocco become the one nation to have been the first to reach the semi-finals and African nations in the FIFA World Cup, now looking to be crowned champion of Africa. First few touches really with the Americans here in this final. Acts of Messina alongside Guerrero have been impressive in the heart of the defense. In the central midfield positions, of course, Alan Nawi is the one that's been outstanding throughout the tournament and who's enjoying his seventh match now. As Mane has done well to in the back on that far side, getting onto the front foot. He's avoided one or two challenges, three on him in the end. Then as that's well enough to have won the corner as Senegal look to ride the early wave. Al-Khanous amongst those dropping back then to give some assistance to Hakimi in that right back position. Chance now for Senegal to push forward. Keep in mind, Morocco have only conceded one thus far in this tournament. Nothing from open play. Arguably two of the best goalkeepers on the show here on the continent as the ball is whipped in towards the far post. That was a lovely opportunity, and Nassim Bono with lovely movement tracking from the near post to the far comes up with a blind over serve where positioning was key, footwork absolutely key, and yet another corner where the man denied here. Outswinger, it will be from Akama. The Monaco man was the ball into the near post this time. No problems for Morocco in getting it clear, but they've got problems here. Senegal push on. Jackson hoping to have held the defender off in the end. The whistle will go against the big Bayern Munich man. Looking to use his size and strength to hold off the Manchester United man in Mazraoui on that occasion. How's this for footwork? And getting into the right position in the end. Ball comes off his body initially, I do believe then, and man denied on that occasion was Pape Gueye, the Villarreal man looking for his third goal in this AFCON. Well, when you look at the number of goal scorers for Senegal, there are so many, as we heard our team out in the Auckland Park studios point out, for on the bench that can come on and score, that have scored already in this tournament. Another 4 on the field that have found the back of the net. 3 for Morocco that are on the field that have scored so far. Nothing in the way of goals in this tournament from those on the bench as yet. Alfanus going to help build up to that far side. And then Ari, if you are just joining us with 7 minutes gone by, and Mazawi on the ball here. Get to see Morocco really on the front foot. Best moments in this match have come for Senegal. The opportunity coming from a dead ball situation. What they do have Zuli wide on this near side on the front foot. So impressive in the semi-final against Nigeria, especially from the second half on. He's lost it here in what could be a dangerous area, and again the whistle goes in their favour to frustrate the Senegalese. Taïd wanted to one of two men in the starting 11 for Senegal that are from Everton. Jean-Jacques Ndala from the DRC, of course in charge of this fixture, assisted by Guilian Ngila, as well as Mwanya Bilizi, the fourth official from South Africa in Abogile Trop. Now, lovely movement on the near side, ball in, and first moment of minutes. Good forward here by Morocco, calming matters down then as Adam Massina, as he gets the ball clear. That's Azoli coming to life here on this near side. Azawi back to Azazoli. Mentioned in that semi-final against Nigeria, he was so impressive from the second half on going into extra time. Didn't finish the match before the penalty shootout, but that's the most impressive with two good chances in the second half. Ball in. Now tries to get it moving here for Guy and company. Morocco seemingly having everything under control here in the middle of the park, beginning to find their rhythm here. Mazawi getting the action started from the throw-in here on the near side, looking for a bit of movement here. Well, you can expect the central defensive pairing of Adam Massina of Torino out in Italy, and his partner in the heart of that defense, Acquert. They think that football out in France to be absolutely top-notch. They were equally as impressive as anybody else on the field against Nigeria, and as a unit they really did surprise many with how they were able to deny and stifle the Nigerian game, which seems so dominant from the tournament's top goal scorers thus far. Pressure. And Aguay, as he carried forward, is still Senegal able to keep it moving. Manelin looked as though he was being pulled back. The referee in a good position to make the call in favor of the 33-year-old. Few of the players out there do play the club football in Saudi. Mani is one of them. The other is Mendy, he's a goalkeeper, including Bono, the goalkeeper on the other side of the field. 10 minutes gone by. It's Senegal that have created the best moment, best chance of this game thus far, and it's Yassine Bono the standout moment in the save made. OJ.
Khajana go se le pedi fela di le soma be le bobedi di phuta phutile di boetse gae re emetse metse le soma ro bongwe kgotsa go feta 4 go bona yo tla tshweletsang sejana se motho a ka re se fetotse makgetlo a ka nna mararo pele ya go tloswa bile seo se bontsha gore bakatise banaga ba selegae tota bana le bokgoni jaaka o lebeletse ditlhopha tse pedi tse di katisiwa ke banna ba ba tswang kwa dinageng tse naga ya Senegal ga ba le naga ya Morocco Mamoratwa Sadio Mane fa Morocco ba ipela ka Hakimi naga ya Senegal be pilaka munayo wa Sadio Mane arbone wa to sakile de la yo teranga barro bela lukwalo la forro gafela tula ga toko ya go tula ga kontle seto ga chalo go na golki seto ga chalo go ne pele ya na kaya Morocco simula chalo ko mara go khilio ba chalo motile Mazurai yo kapa saka kama bani saka khamari temba lebanti oro sa solo felo de Red Devils me no fa solo fela kitikile bo dar bo de Atlas Lions romela motile nyaga Hakimi waita khile we robata chalo motile nyaga El Kanousia aleka go sebola tlhaselo go tswa kwa mojenga wa tlhaselo ya bone molema wa tshireletso ya Senegal na ga ya moko fela ba ba emetse kwa morago ba tsadile ditsela tsotlhe ba ba tsa pilar bone mona ba rwa kwa Ibrahim Matias simola ba ba tshwere ka kokotso fela mo metsotso nyantlha romela ditlhaselo kgapetsa bana ba ba tlhopha sa Morocco kakgamaditse lefatsheng ngwaga wa 2022 kwa Qatar feletsa ba le kwa se ka makgaola kganyeng a sejana sa lefatshe a re bone jaanong gape ba bula jalo tsela ba tsentse dipone tse dipududu a re bone kgweletsa kwa thoko Saibari Ismail Ane ba muletse phatla atsa tsono fela ona sa nepa ana go lemoga le mokgoe go khileng ka gone phileo ne sa tlala mo lutunga ba ile tletse mo lutunga re ka bo bua sengwe ba go semola mo tsamao kwa morago a re bone Mendy tirelo maka kwa England ha se ba tshwara no wantsi ba tswa mo kontinenteng ya Afrika go dira tiro kwa Premier League me ke mongwe gare ga bone mona yo wa Mendy yo ne nga dira tiro kwa Tottenham sa Chelsea la go pola le ka wala ka kwa Cameroon onana le ene o dirile fela jalo simola kwa morago Mendy yo kwa Saudi Arabia ga jana we ba mo tsileng ya le ka wana lani ya kate la ba itsa megala jalo mo tsileng ya Ndiaye are bone Ndiaye wa warala la Ndiaye simula jalo ba tsa mo ba isa kwa go bone Senegal ba jalo mo tsileng ya captain of the ship Gue Ghana mana dira tiro kwa pensa the Toffees Everton Simola jano go le ka go tsa taolo ya motshameko gore le ka re bobedi jo ba fentse gangwe fela pele tshwala ka wana la Ismail Saibari bona Saibari ba mema kwa pele kela ba bua ka ne gape ya Atlas Lions ba go tsena ka bogo tsala di tini ba go kgwele tana kotsi bona ba go ka motho fela ba ba gona go itisa ka botlhale pele the Lions of Teranga ali ka go dira jalo mataitai wana la Ezalzuli ela bari malala la otro como rajos que pase esa Senegal Mendy direle le belo la motabe ko sinene le karu ipata ba ipatisisa arbone kamera la nia kate Ndiaye fela abala le kakajana le khwile ya go tlosa le tatlelo la le ka go mofayo ne fela we tsintse mathatata le ka bona la main camera la itsintse mathatata khwile ya Mazraoui kena wa khelang pilia tibele se motshameko o tshimolotse ka lebelo wa fokotsega fa le wa ya ka lebelo ga jana ba digile go senene ditlhopha tse a re bone Nyakate me go na le motshameki o fa fatshe motseleganyi wa go emisa motshameko gore ba ye go tlamela jalo motshameki yo ngwana yo wa Ngambo Ndala o na le maitemogelo a sengena ka sepe ka go bona gore o dirile jalo makgaolakgang a the Super Cup ngwaga wa 2021 CAF Super Cup fa na dira jalo motshameko wa Al-Ahly kgatlhanong le setlhopha sa Raja Casablanca me bona monna yo o ile a le nosi le ka re ke monna maitemogelo a sengena ka sepe monna yo wa ka kwa DRC bone o tlile boetete jo bo tsitsibanya mmele boetete jo bo tsitsibanya mmele simolola kwa morago the Lions of Teranga ba e simolola jalo kwa morago a re bone ba mo tseleng ka kwa botlhaba jole ba la mo tseleng ya monna o ba dumela mo kene se diomane a re bone jalo se diomane le ka tsena mogare ga banna fela ba tshwanetse melelwana ditsela tsotlhe tse di tsenang jalo ka le morago la setlhopha sa Morocco ndiaye sentsoloto kgwele ya tsela ka kwa ntle a re bone simolola jalo kwa morago mo tseleng ya ga Mendy simula kwa tseleng ya ga Mendy o re le ka dira tiro go setlhopheng sa Al-Ahly sa ka kwa Saudi Arabia ebile ke mokapteine ga se motshameki fela ke mokapteine wa setlhopheng seo Mamadou Sa tshameketse jalo mo tseleng ya ga Nyakate busetsa mo tseleng ya ga Sa a tsela kgathalantlha fa o utlwa sefane sa Sa ka gopola Sa yone nga le setlhopheng sa ka kwa Northwest simolotse ko tshamekile kwa Chippa United a tshameka kwa setlhopheng sa maloba sa Platinum Stars tshameka kwa Orlando Pirates me ga jana ke mokatisi fa ke bua le wena jana mona yo a isa kwa ditlhopheng tsa basimane ba bannye kwa Orlando Pirates bone kgwele ba go ya go tswa kwa morago e tswa jalo ka le ka bonala go ya kala ba ba senya kgwele a re bone gore ba tla dira a re bone jalo Diaz a ba tsa kgwele ke bona kotsi ke bona matlhomola kwa thoko ba ka kwa thoko ba ba bulegile kwa morago setlhopha sa o lebella motho sa motsereganyi fela na offside Mendes Bakasa metsotso soma mabedi mothuetso entse le noto Senegal e le noto Morocco. The show goes on.
Well, this man Saibari with the two best moments for Morocco on the front foot so far. The last one caught him in an offside position, having overrun the pass then from Al-Khabi. So keep in mind in the battle between West and North, this the fifth time the two have been aside from the West and one from the North have met in a final hosted by the North, or side where nation from the North. The West has won 2 in that scenario. The North has won 3. We started off with 24 teams. Down to these two after 51 matches, 120 goals, an average of 2.35 goals a match. Turned out to have been great. The action has been absolutely top-notch. Many will argue this is possibly the highest in standard in AFCON performances we've seen so far. Now, there's a ball forward here, now going to ground in is Al-Khabi, suggesting maybe he'll take a kick to the midsection. Play continues here as the whistle eventually goes in favor of the Senegalese to the frustration of those from Morocco. Al-Khanous eventually giving away the foul. The initial play that maybe frustrated the Moroccans was this moment. And it looked as though the man looking for his fourth goal in this tournament, Al-Kabi, took it in the midsection. The good news for the Olympiacos man is that he is able to continue. Another whose career started off with the Chan, where he made a name for himself under the likes of Morocco. Said Veda amongst those watching on. The man who led Arsenal to the Invincibles title. And many years of joy for the Gunners fans, of course. Yeah. The movement is a lively enough start here coming off this right side of the attack. Yeah. Now, Sa going all the way back to Mendy with Morocco looking to apply a bit of pressure and force the error defensively. Nice touch. Nimble footwork as well. And winning the set piece, and it's a Neil Alanawi who has been so impressive. As I mentioned in this tournament, the yellow card, first of the final here, will go to camera. But it was a beautiful touch initially from Neil Alanawi. Then had the lovely footwork to avoid the challenge then, or at least try to. Really has been impressive, not only with the ball at his feet here, but on the defensive side of the game. And now he's been absolutely outstanding. Start this game with, if I'm not mistaken, Roma. He's a club side out in Italy playing Torino out in the Serie A this very evening. After I heard another counter, Roma were leading 2-1. But there they are, lively and proud, the Moroccan fans. Midway point of the first half here. Hazard's early. Another nimble-footed player from the Moroccan squad that can be troublesome. Mazraoui. Since he's left Manchester United, things have changed in the way of the hierarchy from the managerial seats. All over the top here. And a chase on for Al-Kabi, the Chan winner. Golden Boot winner as well. The Chan, and amongst those, as mentioned, as the years have gone by, has seen his international career flourish after a good start internationally in the Chan, which is what that tournament is there for, of course. Locally based players make a name for themselves and push on to possibly play the football abroad and push on to the senior national team in the hopes of affecting an African Cup of Nations in the way who Al-Kabi has in this edition out in Morocco 2025. Taibari. Indeed, Senegal happy to build from the back here. They've had the bulk of the ball if you are just joining us. Close to 60% of it. A lot of the time it's in areas such as this that aren't real threats to Morocco. Ghana. Nice touch. Movement is positive here on the steer side. Jackson. Powerful. Pacey. With the ball in. They're nearly finding the teammate then in Diaye. Al-Haji Diouf to keep it alive. With Sadio Mane to have him out on that left side. Now challenge from behind and from Al-Khanous. Mane is a serious threat from a Senegalese point of view. Can score, can create, an inspirational figure. He's possibly I should say, his last appearance at an Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, that memorable match against Egypt, leading up to the final, and many happy to see what was a great partnership out at Liverpool between he and the Egyptian greats coming together in the way of the nations for Senegal and Egypt. And of course, Mane playing a part in Senegal getting the better of Egypt and earning their place eventually here in the final. Actually, coming off that set piece then from Kamara. Overcooked to somewhat then. Well, as the great watch on here. From an African point of view, yeah, we've had many of the greats watching on, and Senegal, by the way, looking to ensure that they do have their second local coach, and by that I mean Senegalese coach, going to be crowned African champion. What a story from a coaching point of view. This AFCON has provided us as well, with 4 of the coaches in the semi-finals all being local coaches. Zazuli involved on this near side. Mazraoui now pushing forward. Yeah. Well, maybe something we haven't grown all too used to so far as we approach half an hour's play in this final, and that's Morocco not having the bulk of the ball here. In this case, it's Senegal that have taken it away from Morocco here with close to 60% to the last time of asking. Ghana. Well, they are confident in the process. Senegal, as they look to build from the back here. Happy to patiently wait for their moment to try and strike now. The movement coming in from Nicholas Jackson. In the end, that was Mane who was making the movement. Bono, the man who came off his line and was more than happy to protect the ball. Yep, to go out for the goal kick. Well, how much will he be missed during the course of the evening here? With, of course, Sarr coming on in Koulibaly's place. In the heart of that defense. So far, there have been no real problems trying. Well, maybe the best moment for Morocco that came from a defensive mistake as Senegal were looking to build from the back, giving the ball away in the dangerous area. Now, Diaz. Movement positive on that far side from Hakimi. Get to see those two really trouble Senegal on the front foot as they probe for the time being. Brahim Diaz. 5 goals he scored in this edition. 30 minutes gone by, and it's a nice pass here. Barry with a turn and finding width by the West Azazuli. 2, 3, 4 getting into the box here for Morocco. Azazuli with 2 on him. Well, he's done well to try and keep it moving in the end. It's Morocco that have done well to win the set piece. They're very good area here. 30 minutes gone by. Morocco on the front foot. Scoreline 0-0, OJ.
Lieto la metotele soma mararo me ga segonne leng kwetso limina. Ga segonne jalo dulanentse. Re tsabele lo baka la halofo ya ura. Me re setse re emetse no mo motshamekong. Bona di tshwantsho le bone ba netefatsa gore ba go tlisetsa bontle ja tiragalo ya Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium. Ele Kamilwe Barumela Taselo the Atlas Lions. Badira le botala nama, le botala tsipiri le mosetsono sanama, Senegal. Jacob on a pris le Tomilwe, le Kawanala et Salzuli. Abarumela Kokutenye Kakala Fela, Karo Pecha la Kwante, Petra Rona Golki. Il est le numéro le Koalo Fela. Yarete la Rovitella, Yoning et Mata Quilio. Babana Wukali, le Moracola Scopa, Senegal. Abatuka la Prilio Kavukali, or Tosele, Prilia Mendi. Baoke, Bahi, Bakakwana, Renya, Senegal. Baba Bonsambu Tumelo. Baba Bonsan Kemono Kena. For the Saziraga 2021. Baba va penya capito. Hona le panagalo ya go rompieno. Kgwedi ya fere khongele malatsi a le lesome le borobedi se ka boa sa diragala gape. Arbone Mendi. Samega la mogoni ya kite. Samega kamollo meti ale khone. Samega kamollo meti ale khone. Naga ya Senegal. Fela ba khona go tsoga khwileo arwane ntiaye fela ba mema kopele ba motsela khwile bonolo Sebari tsela khwile ke kuwe mona ba ja khwile ke serrate ka botlhali ile kana le monna mo dingwageng tsa bogologolo tsa bosoma robedi o ne itsereka a tshameka kgwele ka serrethe mo Afrika Borwa leina la gagwe ke Amos leina le fatswa ke Hill Extension le sefane ke Mkhari na itse go tshameka bontle monna yo a re bone kgwile yao a re bone tšhala moroko simola go yaga go tswa mo molare ba ba isimolla ko morago tshameka tšhala mo tseleng ya ga Guero ba lebela Guero o bona tšhala Hakimi simola gape mo go Guero yo bona tšhala le mona mo Masina Romela le tele wa kwa pele ba potse kwa morago Senegal. Arbore Jala Saibari. Fela Badire Kabunako. Jala Khadima go tswalla Jala mo tsamayo. El Kabi. Romela Jala mo tsilena. Fela Babare kwa nkeke mo tsabelo. Ke ba boe Jala ba katese ka le reola sienga ba safety first. Ebe kwa ntle tse di re di bona morago fa ile gore o tla kete ga ba babalasega sa kgwele o ebe kwa ntle re tla boa re siama kete o ne khobalo ka wana la Sheikh Ndiaye yo le na dira tiro tshalo kwa stopping sa the Toffees sa Everton se sikileza tsameka ke Afrika Borwa skilo Steven Pinan me kete khobalo e masisi tota khobalo e keteng ke tse gore potso ke gore a tla mo re tedisa go ka tswela pele ka motshameko kgotsa jang me ke ga gata sentle fa na gore ga fatshe ka wana le la Sheikh Ndiaye fela kholebega ke tlo tla tswela pele ka motshameko le fa go na le motshameki yo emelang kwa Pankenga le fa go na le motshameki yo emelang kwa Pankenga me fela ke te ba go tsa tshwetso ya go montsha Sheikh Ndiaye jaaka o bona mokatisi Papipona o dirile jalo mona wa sise ngwaga wa 2021 ebile a le gone mo lebalenge ebile a tshamekile jaaka mokapteine mo setlhopheng se mona wa sise Katesio Kaneo Pena Sijanasi. Habawan Sitata Jalo Kilemadinaseo. Sakona Jalo Kimushi Stephen Kashi. Kwa Nigeria. Sakona Jalo Kianesise kwa Senegal. Nile Carlo ya Kopasa. Sijana Sale Fati. Kita Penika Kwala. Kibora Kuti Kibora Matrumula. Salama Sineleta. Ndia ya Marada Kobalo. Final Katustiro Sineni. Aregaburu Buachana Bakete Kanaka ya Senegal. Baiti Limone. Fabata Feta Motameko Balatrelwa. Alibi kwa Moravo. Alibi Lichunu Traditionality. Jacob Wadabile Mona Mukatisi Aloko Pankenga. Rekegoi Aloko Pankenga. Hodaba Itawa Kosa. Fela Bakora Osirla Takomaraho. The Lions of Teranga. Jackson. Viva Mosedio Mane. Marubela Kwafele. Mogontiaye. Wirula Kakara. Balika Ubuali on the Lions of Teranga. Fela Bafeleti Poche kwa Morago. Morocco. Bata Tuba Jane Moragole. Mendy. Niakite. Baba Simula kwa Bata Kurenga. Sedio Manu Wakole Bakara Chalale Hakimi. Abankolo Paka Hakimi. Bama Papa Simetra Nyare. Motamego Pepper. Out to Lefili. Lebela Tentwa Yaga Sedio Mane. Amaro Chalale Hakimi. Mekete Bonti Jana kwa Waifenya Sedio Mane. Bona Tono Yanaka ya Senegal. Maiki kwa wana itase fuleti. Mekara kule mga korona sa tinya mata mukilinyao. Kabadir le mutu kawo feta bandiaye. Kabadir le mutu kawo feta jaka dirile. Felar bona kule wa weta ile sekuto. Awe klosa ile sekuto. Nakaya Morocco. Yawakomi wa Pileo. Rubone Orbawe Taga Tilentin Jamba, Wadira in Singa. Sireleta Komaraho. Jaka Mona Tikuru Habuno Kamoto. Marubela Mulboko. Oh! Getsono di Juan Bumutame Congo. Fela. Paretelo la Kiburi Fetula la Moletuenga. Kuriba Moletuen, Bonamotama Wiketilena. Arumela Mulboko Sola de Tini. Narwa Tula. Alkabe. Fela Bafosa Prileo. Ya Rofetoro Ronago, che Grisero mi tutti i cano ya felo. Ya Carlo Yankiamo Tameko, Makana Kana, at the Total Energies. AFCON 2025, Dintiringangan.
Well, moments being created on either side of the field here. And aside the opening 40 minutes, if you are just joining us, Data's going the way over the host nation, Morocco. Looking to end a 50-year wait to be crowned African champions. So far, it's been smooth going from an officiating point of view for the likes of Jean-Jacques Dalla. Mane called for the foul. Well, the challenge out to their far side. Frustration, of course, for the coach then. Watching on here. Papetia for Sadio Mane. This is sixth showing at an Africa Cup of Nations, matching the likes of Jordan Ayew, Didier Zakora, Yaya Toure, Solomon Kalou, Samuel Eto'o. Riyad Mahrez is also enjoying his sixth appearance at the African Cup of Nations. Movement's good on this near side. Good ball over the top here to try and find Azazuli. And well together. Oh, he found a yard, has he? Yeah, what a challenge that is. The Senegal get further numbers back here to try and stifle the efforts of Morocco. Now looking to use the width of the field as they move it from the left over towards the right and probe out to that far side. Diaz. Up against still Haji Diouf. The challenge. The West Ham man. Oh, how's that for a one-time challenge? Well, the man dropping back then. Lamine Camara on a yellow card, keep in mind. As he slid in then to deny Saibari a look at goal at what would have been a good distance, good positioning as well for a crack at Mendy. To suspect that in making that challenge, Lamine Camara may have very well gone on to injure himself. And so far, it hasn't been too much to separate these two nations as we look at the moment that troubles camera here. A trailing leg from Saibari, looking as though it may have landed on the jaw of the Senegalese midfielder. Saibari, of course, did have a look earlier on in the half where he was invited to have a shot, one could argue, from the Senegalese that went wide of the mark. And too keen to make a similar sort of a mistake that time around with Lamine Camara coming in for the World Time Challenge. This was a great moment for the host nation. Lovely ball played in then and arriving. Zawal, the man you want in that sort of situation, considering his size and height, Aguerd, unable to connect and give the lead to Morocco at the last real chance seen in this match so far. Now, they have been a joy, but there's those that get behind the host nation or all the others that have made the travels from different parts of Africa and that's the world to enjoy Africa's best out in Morocco. So far, we are yet to really find out who Africa's best will be from a playing point of view. Azazuli finding Mazraoui. Good work here on this near side defensively by Antoine Mendy. Keep in mind on the team list that you would have seen at the start of the production, it had Diatta, that the man operating out wide on the right side. He didn't start the match, picked up an injury late. The Senegal now looked here on the counter. Good options here towards that left side. It's Mane on the up and up. He's done now to beat one and can't add another to the list as Morocco concede the corner. And it was always the best option in that situations. How do you manage it so well then to turn Aguerd inside out, but the cover defense was absolutely top-notch then. And Masina arriving in the nick of time to concede the corner. Plays his club football for Torino. Mentioned a little bit earlier, he's a Torino side up against his teammates Roma side, that being now a little bit earlier on in the evening. Roma walking away 2-0 winners in that match. A couple of Everton players that are out in the field as well from a Senegalese point of view. They were in action a little bit earlier as well. They lost their match out in England. Now, out swinging corner. Time in the box and on the goal line. There's a bit of action happening there. Yeah, we certainly have action. Off the ball action. The referee needs to step in and have a word with the big man then, Nicholas Jackson. Giving Mazraoui a torrid time as the United man went to the turf. Well, they continue, still very physical between the three men involved there, to include Bono. Out to net, near post. cleared by Al-Kabi. Now, good work here. Diaz. Al-Kanous. Space to turn here. Options left and right. Mazawi. Finds Azazuli. Diaz under pressure. Does want to protect the ball here. 4 minutes. Well, we added on to the end of the 45 here. There's the United man who left, and Amorim was in charge. And Darren Fletcher, the club legend, came in for a couple of matches on the interim. Then Michael Carrick to see out the campaign. Now, strong play in the middle of the park. From Maguire. Pape Gueye finding Mamadou Ghana. Gueye. He's the Everton man. In a question a little bit earlier when I spoke to the couple of Everton men starting here for Senegal. The other is Ndiaye. Had a glorious opportunity, of course, Ndiaye to put Senegal into the lead. Couldn't get the better of Yassine Bono. Now, here is Ndiaye picking up the pieces after the air defensively. Ndiaye still is done well to turn around the view, setting it up for the shot. Camera saw the headlines, but maybe could have kept it moving left further to the left. Now, Diaz, quick movement on the far side. Oh, they got the angle and checked it up for the shots, and in the end, Saibari's efforts couldn't make its way through traffic. Masraoui. Azalzuli. Yet numbers in the box, so it beautifully spread out as well from the near post to the central areas and the far on the edge of the little box. That's where the trouble started for Morocco when they lost it, and lovely footwork to keep it moving from the eye. Kamara. Denied by Mazraoui in what was a well-timed block on that occasion. Could be the very last attacking play of what's been a very watchable first half minus the goals. Morocco was something from the training grounds here. All in and dealt with on the near post. Will it be another corner for Morocco? Will that be the last touch of this first half? It's been interesting, it's been entertaining, and both these nations have certainly had moments on the front foot with Mendy and Mono coming in for good moments on the defensive end here. But at half time in Rabat, it's Senegal and Morocco that won't be separated. The scoreline 0-0 at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium.
Et vous fournir de l'énergie sur tout le temps. Partout, tout le temps, sur tout le continent.
They said he couldn't run until he ran faster than doubt.
fetela ko metsotso le soma mararo fa go retela re ya kwa thagonya di penalty fa go retela re ya kwa sarendel go fitlhela re nna le mofenyi mo letsatsing la gompieno monna o monang wa go file mo kwatla monna wa tiao motshameki wa maloba wa setlhopha se sa Senegal tshamekile magareng ga ngwaga wa 2001 le ngwaga wa 2003 me wa itse gore batshameki ba gagwe ba tshwanetse gore ba utlwile sa se buileng me jaaka o bona naga ya Morocco le bone ba tswa go tsaya ditaelo tsa bofelo go tswa mo mokatising wa bone yo le ene e neng e le motshameki wa bosetšhaba wa naga ya Morocco na tshameka mona o monango Hakimi mokatisi wa gagwe Walid Regragui tshamekile maemo ngane go tshameka Hakimi mo o tshameka Hakimi mo bone me potso ke gore a ba mo utlwile mo metsotsong le soma le botlhano ya bofelo fela jaaka ba utlwile gore ba ska ba nosiwa mo metsotsong le soma le botlhano ya ntlha mona yo ba dumela mo gene le fa ba robetse mona le nosi kwa Senegal yo ke itse gore dipelo tsa baagi ba naga eo rata ka pelo a bone yotlhe mona jalo le ka wana la nyakate ete ona le mathata mo seatleng jaaka bona ba mo bofa jalo me ke gore le kare le bona ditshwantsho bona camera ba thaogetse kgwele tlhamile mo mpeng ya lepha metale wa Gauta kgotsa metale wa Selefera ke yone re o emetseng fa Nigeria ba go bona metale wa bronze ke bone fela Nigeria ba ba setse ba le metale Senegal naga ya Morocco ba tlatsa tshwetso gore a ba bona metale wa Gauta kgotsa ba bona metale wa Selefera Sadio Mane Nyakate romela fela kwa dibileng gone me bile fa o lebella lenane la setlhopha sa Senegal batshameki botlhe ba ba simolotseng mo lenaneng la setlhopha se sa Senegal ke batshameki ba dirang tiro kgotsa motho a ka re setlhopha sotlhe sa Senegal ga gona le botshameki le nosi yo dirang tiro kwa Senegal mo setlhopheng se mme Morocco ke bana ba le babedi fela ba ba dirang tiro kwa nageng ya Morocco re tloga jalo ka ene kwa morago Mazraoui fela o kgone kwa morago le ka wana la sa romela jalo mo go Nyakate ba leka go isimolola jalo ka morethetho o kwa tlase ka lebelo le le kwa tlase ba iketlile kwa morago jaaka kgwele ba tshamekela jalo mo tseleng ya ga Papague a ba romela kwa pelo ba tla Sadio Mane fela ba motsa ba tsa kgwele ba ka kwa ntle mona wa Aguero a ba ka kwa ntle Aguero yo fuseng tsono khanti jana pale wa yetselene Aguero go tshwanetse ka ba itlhomile kwa pele ba isimolola jalo kwa morago mo mokapteni wa bone ewe tshamekela ntšhala mo tseleng kwa morago ya le ka wana Lasa wa lebela Mamadusa ewe tshamekela gape le ene mo tseleng ya ga Nyakate ba leka go tshameka ba itlwaetseng ba itseng Senegal ke ngwa dinaga tse di kgonang go neeletsana kgwele batshameki ba naga e ba kgona go neeletsana kgwele Lankafa Bareba Bonsale Fatse Goreba Dirwe Kainge Nakaya Senegal Nele Fawareba Fenya Nakaya Fora Bareba Fenya Nakaya Fora Wakarika Nasome Amapeti Lipune 24 years c'est difficile kwa Korea Japan mais Afrika Bora ni le koneko Afrika Bora ni le koneko ne le katala bo felo pele hajana ale ba qualifier Afrika Bora ka ho Jamaica ça va falloir ça va passer ça 2006 c'est ça va fita c'est le gars de Germanie Albania pile ay simula jalo ko marako mazurai Obata jalo leka wana alla el kabi simula kape ko marako Atlas Lions etare mo khirinde le pedi go toga jano nga metshameko ya kontinente di boela gape fa go ba romela go le tlana kotsi tsola ka kwa ntle fetoga go nna sekhutlo ke ne ke tse ke go ra kere mo se ba ke tsa di khedi fela ka ta feta khedi e tlanga khedi mo daga mo tournamente ya WAFCON e tla be go re gape mo nageng ya Morocco kapadi le super borataro Afrika Borwa e go deko a re bone Hakimi Arromela prele Hakimi ela be fetta mo bari ko tabanna arretro ga jalo ka le kawana la Saipari Arromela kapte mo le boko so ba simula ko di romela di le ko godimo banna ba bona go sireletsa bo sa di omane bo itse go thata o bona se di omane le mo le boko so la di kini la gabo bo itse gore go thata ya lege go popota Kabe delantero kwa Greece kwa Olympiacos alwana pele tenitele mokaronye koti alwana jala matadira mokhirinyo naga ya Morocco baleka go batla phata mona ba kitla fela go le bota kwa morago Mazurai Sabari Wabarala Sabari ela va sicurezza con Morocco e Senegal dico parte fuori livello Cassele dalle rotto Kafa ya Kafa e rifale il suo Kafa nel gioco della Morocco e qua Senegal e rifale Senegal ma voluto Cassele va a giocare con Morocco Mazurai Romela Pile Telele Pamona Fafazzi Mutragara e Comiwe Mutragara Kilewe Comiwe Alpha Mendy Hawata Megasin Kewena Alpha Mendy Narwa Muruka Fela Nalia Haveska Yakoroga Komiwa Kilewe Komiwa Chalo Kid Atlas Lions Atulete Barratiba la Tedi by Manoke Batereti Khorotwe Tabatameki Aguera Wituma Gopele Cafe Pele Bele Zapitella Yabala Tedi Dipelo di Tela Petella Encore une fois, oui, la caronne, on fait tout riler. Si on te prie la ligne à 26 jalo. Barromela. Elle a besoin de ramener le bouteille et on fait tout rendre à telo. Mon abanaba, bali makano mo kaisa no nye. Baba kone ro finya. Player of the year, Yakef, Wanayawa Hakimi. Abama Lenjalo, Stadio Mane, Liano Honabu Dirajalo, Honama Samikyo, Haitian continente ya Africa. Never been job about the money la Rompieno. bana babedi ba ka kwa nageng ya Nigeria. Victor Osimhen ga mmogo le monna yo wa Lookman me Mo Salah le ne kene yo o na le mo tournamenteng ye bana ba le batlhano eta ba le bane batlhano tota ba ba fentseng seo si tsereng jaaka tlhotla ye gaisang ya batshameki mo Afrika ntiae tshamekela mo go kue ba romela kwa fele go taboga manga go taboga Jackson a re bone jalo wa Kojeko a re bone Jackson fela mo go tsona re tene fela ba tshamekela mo go ntiae tsenya kereke ya Sioni a re tloga ka kgwele kwa morago motseraganye o emisa motshameko mona wa ka kwa the Theater of Dreams Julian Jalo le kawana le tshameka njalo Nicholas Jackson kwa Germany kwa Bundesliga tshameka jalo kwa Bundesliga kwa Sepenga sa Bayern Munich kana go lemoga gore go dina le difa mo le baneng le Shaharipa la dina ledi The Lions of Teranga by Naturanya Ndiaye fela mo tsigalo tetshela ka kwa ntle philio Simola mogoni ya kate Matsiraganya na le gaufi o le mogile phoso eo Muka jala o khile wa yo tlhomi wa gala tshameka sentle la main Lamin Kamara ala mo tshameka sentle me khile ya go tlhomi wa wetso re tsamile metsotso le some go fitlhela ga jana mo karolong ya bobedi me ka kakaretso re tsamile sebaka sa metsotso le some matlhano le botlhano season
Well, no goals as yet in this final. Chances created, a good number of them in the first half, not so much here since the start of the game in the second. Senegal it is, looking to get onto the front foot, win the AFCON for the first time in their history in open play. Now, ball played in and dealt with by good numbers defensively from Morocco, but Senegal still, Mane getting to the byline and forcing the corner. Well, for Morocco, they're looking to keep a trend going. Remember last year, as we look back at the play here, and the impressive numbers defensively, not the best of clearances then. That's why here, they managed to beat the defender, get to the byline, and in the end, the cover defense was absolutely top-notch and necessary from Aguet. Well, big names. Push forward here, battle between world players of the year on the left side of the Senegalese attack, right side of the American defense between Mane and Hakimi. Ball in, well defended on the near post, the overheads won't cause problems for Bono. Well, they are looking to keep a trend going. Remember the last AFCON was won by the host nation Cote d'Ivoire. In fact, the last three host nations to have won the AFCON were Tunisia 2004, Egypt 2006, and Cote d'Ivoire in the last edition. They are looking to keep the good times moving. Morocco in ensuring that host nations win back-to-back AFCONs. Last time that happened was in 2004 and 2006 between Tunisia and Egypt. Now, big chance! Oh, it's just wide! Super ball, great movement to the central areas, and Edouard Mendy may just have done enough then in coming out of his zone and making himself big to see Morocco miss the big chance of the second half. What a ball! Great movement that does Mendy force El Khabi to just go an inch further to the left, and in the end seeing it curl wide of the mark here. It's perfect football all around here until that last touch from Mendy, or rather from Lakabi with Mendy. I really do believe playing his part here in that effort going as wide as it did. Looking for his fourth to get into the talking point, of course, for the top goal scorer of the tournament. Ryan Diaz still running the show in that regard with 5. Now, two defenders coming together in Mane's presence. Well, for Al-Kabi, it's quite a story. Mentioned the importance of his international growth, starting from the Chan Games and winner and the top goal scorer, then to see his career flourish from that point on, all the way through to the senior national team where he is leading the charge. Niakate. Well, if you went with us in the first half, they did have the bulk of the ball, Senegal. The numbers were certainly in their favour at the end of the first 45, and the stats. Now. Well, it's done well to beat you. And kept the throw in on the far side with Saibari getting the last touch. Lovely footwork throughout the evening from Iliman Diaye. 38th appearance, I should say, for the national team for Diaye. 4 goals scored, one of those 4 coming at this Africa Cup of Nations. Well, how busy out on that far side. Antoine Mendy with the ball in, and in the end it's just over. Nicholas Jackson. 1 hour play in the final to the majestic Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium, and the scoreline 0-0. There have been some chances. That's a super chance. Oh, the vision and the quality of the ball to find the movement of Al-Kabi then. Absolutely world class. Yeah, they know how close it was. Still do believe that Mendy, didn't come up with a save on that occasion, but his awareness in coming out and making himself big made a huge part of that ball going wide. The quality in the different departments on the field here can't be understated. You have to consider that from a goalkeeping point of view with Edouard Mendy and Bono, the 2 men that play the club football in Saudi on either side of the field. Both of them have had some big moments in this match and in this tournament. Both of them have been quite stingy from a conceding point of view. Bono with 1 goal conceded, Mendy having conceded just 2. Now, Mane. Every time they look to push forward, the whistles come alive, of course. I believe the Moroccan fans being the most nervous in this match, as they've been throughout the AFCON at the end of December, when it all started. And Haji Diouf. Laye. Haji Diouf again, finding Sadio Mane. His presence has kept Hakimi in check. Now it's Diaz driving forward and looking to turn creative this time as the block is solid, but it's still Morocco on the upper up. And as I was really looking for something special, getting nothing but air in the ends. What a block that was to deny Al-Kabi. Diaz kept quiet for the most part in the first half, coming to life here in the second. Great block. Unfortunate for Azazuli that he couldn't find his first of the tournament. In fact, he was looking for a teammate on the far post, I do believe, rather than trying to squeeze it into the far or kill it into the far. Time and time again, Senegal, when they've been under threat. We've seen bodies on the line from the likes of Alamin Camara in the first half to deny Morocco in moments of promise. The CAF president watching on after Patrice Motsepe with so much going right in the beautifully African game, and the quality to the stars of the show, likes of Mane, many of them world stars, not just on the African continent, but the names will ring through any corner of the world. To the growth of the beautifully African game, when you consider now it reaching parts of the world such as the Far East and beyond, bigger numbers than before, watching and paying attention to what's happening on the continent, prize money having shot up, revenue going up by 90% from the last AFCON to this, and well, all the work being put in behind the scenes from a Confederation of African Football point of view, from Dr. Patrice Motsepe and his team at the CAF, moving in the right direction in the growth of the beautifully African game. Now, movements. Ramalaji Diouf. Pass asking just a bit too much. Senegal still with the bulk of the ball here, looking to create the better moments here. Hasn't quite happened for them on this occasion as, well, comes in for the touch here. Space opening up in the middle of the park as Senegal will look to drop numbers back defensively. Diaz, good touch into space here. Ball isn't bad at all and needed to be dealt with. Could have gone anywhere. Out for the corner from Niate. And again, moments that see Morocco, their fans now, begin to believe you're willing their side forward as they get the corner. Lovely ball in. Difficult to defend. So the host nation looking to be up to provide the 12th time that a host nation has won an AFCON. Is this the moment they grab the lead to go on and make history here? Hakimi, Papos, pressure on that defense and a clash of heads. Yep, serious moment here. As the two players come together in the unfortunate moment in the air then, and the game will be held up so far. Nasty clash of heads. To suspect it's El Khanous. In fact, it's El Ainawi. Will, we hope, be able to continue with the game after being patched up. But should he not be able to continue with the game here, they'll have to look to the bench for the changes here. So the game held up here. Okay, with 66 minutes gone by, Morocco look to join the likes of Ethiopia, Ghana, Sudan, Nigeria, South Africa, Algeria, Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire and Tunisia as host nations to have won an AFCON in the past.
Remetse go bona gore seo se tla fetoga mo letsatsing la gompieno gore Morocco ba tla tswella ka setšhana se le nosi phenyo e ba e bone mo setšhaneng e le nosi sa AFCON. Re tla bona gore a naga ya Senegal ba tla tswella fela ka sone setšhana seo se se nosi se sa le ba se fentse ka ngwaga wa 2021. Bana ba leka thulane jalo bana na go betse jalo mo tlhogonga ne motshameko se tsewe mistwe go senene fela motho ka re a khole jalo mo khatlhola la nkgela dina mo lefatsheng tota mo Africa CAF ga se bone le ditiragalo di phetse di tswile mo tsileng ga sa le kgaisano e simologile. ga se go tsamega le dikgang tse le gore ga di amogelesege ga e sa le motshameko e simologile e tsweletse ka thello fa e sa le kgwedi ya Sedimonthole le malatsi a le 18 go fitlhela mo letsatsing la gompieno mme motho a ka lebisa ditebogo go monna yo belegweng jalo ke kgosi ya maloba ebile e ne le jalo ra kgwebo ke bua jalo ka Augustine Butana Chani Motsepe ABC ka mokgwa o na leng ABC Motsepe Augustine Butana Chani Motsepe re lebogise jalo morwae gore tournamente e be fitlhile fa e leng gone fa tswa jalo kwa Makau fela ke a solofela ba motlhotlho thata kwa lefelong leo la Makau fela fa ntle ga Garanku a le mabofane kwa ntlefala ga Pretoria go motse fao ba re ke Makau fela se re eme go tlamelwa jalo na le mono ba mo tlamelang se re eme metsotso e ka nna meraro go fitlhela ga jana mme batshameki ba setlhopha sa Morocco ba ya kwa godimo le kwa tlase go leka go bona gore ke mang yo tla tsa maikarabelo a go tsweletsa se se simolotsweng jalo mo motshamekong ke naga ya Morocco jaaka bona le ka bona la Sebari dira tiro kwa setlhopheng sa PSV Eindhoven mo wa batshameki ba ba kotsi fa o sa mo tlhokomele le ka wana le mme ke toporotla le madi ke toporotla madi le ka wana la Elenawi mme ke te ba tefatsa gore ba go mo bofa setse ba mo tlhoka mo dibaleng le ba sa batle go dira jalo phetogo mme re tla bona tshwetso e tla tsewang jalo ke motsereganyi tota ke mokatisi banna ba tsweletse kwa ntle go ya kwa godimo le kwa tlase di kaganyeditswe lebaka la metsotso e ka nna metlhano jaanong Inawi mme potso ke gore ga kitla lebega segegile gore ka gongwe ka tloga tsewa ke sedidi mme go lebega ekete wa emelela mme seo ba itumelela sone kwa Morocco balatedi ba kgwele dinao baagi ba naga ya Morocco re metse go bona tshwetso ya banka ya Morocco mme ba re ga gona kwa yang gone potso ke gore fa tswelela a taboga a seo ga se kitla se tsholla madi a le mantsi go tswa jalo mo le ka bonele kgobalo ya tlhogo wa itse gore fela fa motshameki a na le kgobalo ya tlhogo motshameko ema ka one nako eo mme ke ka mokgwa o bonang mokgwa o ba mo tlhokang ka teng naga ya Morocco kganya gore ba dire diphetogo ebile ga ba itseng ba batla go bona jalo a inawe a tswelela pele ba go mo tlamelela ka kwa ntle mme ke te ba go mo fa jeresi e senang madi ba mo fa jalo jeresi e nngwe seo se se itumedisa jalo le tlhakore le naga ya Morocco jaaka bona ba tsweletsa le diatla go bontsha boitumelo jwa gore nawe wa go tswelela pele ka motshameko kgwele ne ba go tlosa ile sekhutlo me o ka ga khamala re me sebaka sa metsotso ka ya go le 10 kgwele e be nando simola go tswa jalo mo taolong jalo motshameko tshameke ba go gana mo bankeng fela monna yo wa ka the Democratic Republic of Congo tshwanetse go mbina phatla jano se ka ba ga khamala gore ya re tswa kwa sekhutlong e be ya kwa letlhoeng re eme sebaka sa metsotso ka nna 10 kgwele ba go itlhoma hakimi wa lebela hakimi ka kgwele yao re botse se ba mo supa le bone a re bone hakimi a ba robela a sireletsa go morago a e robela go teye kgakala fela ka kwante fetoga go nna goal kick fetoga jalo go nna goal kick kgwele yao a lebega jeresi ke tennye go ne go tsena jalo mo tlhogong ya lekawana le ke yone mokgwa ba bontshang lerato ke yone mokgwa ba bontshang go mo tshepa monna yo a re bone ba tswa jalo ka ne kwa morago ela Haji Diop fela go kaile sengwe re a go tsena jalo mo metsotsong e le 15 ya bofelo mme ke na le tsholofelo ya gore re a go nna le nako e feta metsotso e le 10 ya tlaleletso mo motshamekong jaaka banka ya Senegal ya emisa jalo banna ba le babedi sizwe ke boela ka go ene ka tsholofelo ya gore metsotso e le 10 e tlhana nka hutla re click back go se di jalo e tla fetela go kwa metsotso ya bofelo.
Well, so Morocco hoping to provide that moment. You speak of OJ, where we could very well have a banger and an opener. And as the scenario has been over the last 10 minutes, the game brought to a halt. Hardly had any football over the last 10 minutes. You remember Edenawi was out and treated on the field through the head injury for what was quite a long period here. And Jean-Jacques Ndada now looking to the Senegalese bench as they look to make 3 changes, I beg your pardon. One coming on here is Abdoulaye Sek, man who plays that football out in Israel for Maccabi Haifa. I mentioned they've got 4 goal scorers on the bench. So, Sek, the man coming on, has scored on one occasion in the 180 minutes of play he's had so far. It's the man on the yellow, Amin Kamara, that will make way. Credit to him. He picked up the yellow very early in the first half, and since then he's come in for some timely challenges on the edge of the box when Morocco have been on the front foot and still didn't risk picking up a second. And also the exciting Ilman Diaye will be amongst those to make way, not adding to his goals so far. And coming on in his place is Ibrahim Mbaye, the PSG man who has found the back of the net in his 5 appearances, just amassing 128 minutes, mostly coming off the bench in this tournament. And also on to the field is Ismail Issa, the Crystal Palace man. So those are the 3 changes made by Senegal. There you have it. Morocco with more shots than Senegal. Maybe the best chance in the second half. Quite importantly from a Moroccan standpoint. Now, the man passing the ball back was now not being substituted. Came into this game having played 570 minutes. It's been crucial to the Moroccan cause. One of the unsung heroes in this side, now bandaged. And well, you can't mistake him in the middle of the park. He's one of the silent killers in this Moroccan side. Now, pressure on Masina. I have to agree with or Coach Mangobaniti, maybe I should say, in our studios every time one does utter the name Masina. You imagine many out in Eswatini maybe sitting up and wondering. There he is, Adam Masina. Another that's been exciting to watch in the midfield for Morocco, who will now be making some changes to the team that started this match. Good movement up to the far side. Super movement by Hakimi, covered a lot of ground then to end up winning the corner for Morocco. Defense coming in from El Hadji Diouf. Had to be economical about his forward forays for Morocco in that right back position. There's El Anawi all patched up and ready to get into the walls right again, or yet again I should say, from the dead ball scenario. Al-Khabi is the man that will be making way here. Tagalin will be amongst those coming on, including El Nezri, the forward from Fenerbahce out in Turkey. 104 minutes yet to find the back of the net. Tagalin will replace Al Khanous.
And the player number 23, Lionel Khanous, is replaced by the player number 14, Oussama Tornani.
Approaching the last 10. Bit of pushing and shoving in there, involving Adam Masina. Oh, big man on that occasion inside that box. Masina battling for dominance and space for every inch with Pape Gueye. All into the far post, the shot into the ground in which took a lot of power off of the efforts. Didn't have a lot to start with. From Ezalzouli. Comfortable for Mendy. Hadji Diouf with the early ball forward, did well to spot the movement of Jackson, then two men on him. He is big, he's strong, he's powerful, and daring enough to give the two men a lot to do in their efforts to try and keep him at bay. That's beautiful work by the big man here. And he's strong enough, quick enough, and agile enough then to keep those two men at a disadvantage to a point where he won the dead ball. And they're hoping to have done likewise. He frustrated. The decision didn't go his way. Also, Masina, as well as acquired the field effects of having come up against Jackson. Now in your picture is arguably one of the most important in this Moroccan squad, and I know with his performances so far. You remember, his father was a tennis player to hail from Morocco, that being Yunus Al-Anoui. Some of you may remember him, who retired in 2017. Reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open in 2000 and 2003. Quarterfinals of the US Open 2002, 2003. Also played in the French Open and in Wimbledon as well in his career. Both father and son doing Morocco extremely proud in different sporting codes, with Neil Illinois, the footballer out in the field that's bandaged up, being born in Nancy, France, but still very much true to his Moroccan roots. Again, Senegal with the bulk of the ball in this encounter. Something we haven't seen a lot of when Morocco have been in action so far. A heavy match in Rabat, and many thought that would be an advantage for Morocco coming into this encounter, especially with Senegal arriving in the city just a couple of days ago. Lovely crossfield ball, great movement in the third man running the early ball in, looking for Jackson, slightly overcooked. Mani and Hakimi, the footballer of the year and former footballer of the year, having a good goal here on this near side. Great work to get the cross in nice and early out on that far side. Yeah, you have to work for every inch. And you're up against the best, and that's the best in the world, never mind the continent. Well, when Senegal have won it, it hasn't been in open play. And Morocco have won the AFCON. The format was different. Didn't come down to a final as is the nature in the game today. Senegal finalists in 2002, 2019 and 2021. Here they are with Mane, El Hadji Diouf. Is that a legal challenge? The answer is no. And I know involved. Mazraoui. So, OJ, time, a serious factor in this match. It's Morocco to hope with the long ball forward, but anyone's guess as to which way this match will sway. Diaz now driving forward and coming onto the strong left foot. He's got 3 targets, and again, Senegal able to keep Morocco at bay.
Caribone, momento chodziało felo, gora basiwara babarisa gora kunyo kedi cho khotsa chama. Arbore chalo Jackson. Arbore chalo Galayan of Teranga. Baya kwa fele. Bata jaka mutisi wa dinoti. Kala basira na takwa maraho. Khireta na koti o. Agana terna ko. Agana bade bala terna ko. Kala bade bai kaganete. Me pelekete. Should a deflection. Elle cavale vers la Chile de nous. Ya otro so como rajo. Akimi ubonsa jalo. Dikulo sameno ana ubonsa gore. Kete ole mukile sengwe. Kete roi pala kai ne khotsa kiti. Atavana na mashabiki wa Fafati Kete Aguero Agoma Kamela Aguero Aguat Tata Opote mshabiki wa Manchester City na nyeti wanaga Diego Maradona na no sajala msumulo Melela Masina me Libera Hakim asitsali mukile sengwe jaka mukapoteni Ono mananyoli no tsamike ditlhopha sa bosetšhaba. Re le ka re tshamekile jaaka motshameka morago makgatlho a ka nna 44. Masina wa tswa Ada Masina ke na tota tswa ke tele gar ke yane Eliamik ba patelesa go dira jalo phetogo ka ntlha ya kgobalo a bone jalo Senegal ba le ka go tsaka kgwele mona wa Ismail Asa re romela kwa pele e go para le wa Kucheko Jackson a ba busetsa kwa morago re ka bona sengwe fa ba e khama ba koba sireletsa kwa morago aba sireletsa pono re tene mona kunye Masisi a bone jalo Papadio ba romela ai a tlarla kwa morago a bone jalo Morocco mo mga kotsi kwa godimo simolla go kokota ditlhopha tse pedi tse simolla go kokota ataologa pono ona molekile le kawana Ibrahim Mbaye ona molekile Ibrahim Mbaye retingeditswe metsotso e le robedi retingeditswe metsotso e le merobedi mme ga e ga kgamatse metsotso eo a re bone Mbaye ba romela sireletsa kwa morago a batla le ka go nosa mo metsotsong e robedie mme ga go mokatisi o rata go latlhegelwa mo nakong e ga go motshameki o rata go latlhegelwa mo nakong e ga go upi tota yo o rata go latlhegelwa fa nako e tsamaya go utlwisa botlhoko go feta jaaka o ka bonositswe mo metsotsong ya ntlha ya karolo e nngwe le mo go yone kgotsa mo bogareng jwa yone e seng mo nakong e tsamayang fa setse ba na le tsholofelo setse ba bontsha tsholofelo Senegal a re bone kgwile ntle ba e romela wa gana motsereganyi a re bone banna ba re ba gogagogana le ka bona la Hakimi Amogo Chala le ka bona la Sek Senegal ba go diragatsa jalo phetogo Morocco ba go diragatsa jalo phetogo Jackson wa tswa mme go tsena jalo Sheriff Moni El Kajoui Sheriff Etogo idirwan chalo kinaha ya Senegal. Morocco le bana madina jalo Etogo. Saibari watwa. Saibari watwa megotana chalo le kawanala. Salah-Eddin. Salah-Eddin Oswile. Mentre le stella matagore Capobedi. Mentre notto nagaya Senegal. Il notto nagaya Morocco. Mendy. Weba chalo Motsileng. Arbone tula ko mara ko kago. Wala tagala Senegal ba wanta khele. Mazrai. Marumela kwa fele. Rega bona sewefa. Marumela sireleta ko mara ko bakasekuta. Aba sireleta Mama Diusa. Nali kile ko papota kwa morago. Nesari. Baruela kile kala bai tula ko morago khape. Ahora te lo van a legar. Meso celi raro. Anoi. Diaz. Fela basay ko Hassan Diaz. Brahim Diaz. Abana Zaira Hassan Kekileo. Yago Tosale ko kek Yagamendi. Ayetse tatlhegelo ya sejana ba le mo gae e ka ba roba dipelo go feta jaaka ba batla latlhegelo ba le siko gae e bua ka naga ya Morocco go latlhegelwa o le kwa makgaola kganyeng o le kwa gae go sengwe go gonkga sengwe a Senegal e tla nna madimabe Ara tla trama mo metsotsong ya bofelo e le mebedi mme batho ba le bantsi ba ntse ba ngorega ka VAR gore kete ba tsaya letlhakore potso ke gore a mme monna yo o gogilwe a mme El Hadji Diop go totobadiwa gore a ke penalty kgotsa janga seo se a go roba dipelo tsa the Lions of Teranga re lebeletse mona wa ka kwa Democratic Republic of Congo wa go buisana janga le Pierre Shelenacho wa kwa Gabon Leticia Antenella Viana wa Swaziland Stephen Onyango Yembe waka kwa Kenya Putso Kiodeo wena le kwa gae o lebeletse le wena o tlatsa tshwetso ya gore a ke penalty kgotsa jang go thata ene sa rate go fela jana mebele go tsugile tlhakatlhakano go tsugile tlhatlharuane penalty lefatshe le buile sata total monagano wa potele ne ke togone gare ga balatedi Bonte bone bolla ka VAR. Wena le kwa gae. O tlatsa tshwetso. Ke a solofela. Victor Hlungwane. O tla re bolela gore a ke selo sa go saseka kgotsa jang. Me fela tshwetso e tsere. Karata e serolwana. Ismaila. O tle go nna o tle go tswa mo taolong jaanong. Ismaila sa wa mogetse karata. Ekete kana le no tla ya mogela ba sa tlhokomele. Ba go feletsa ba di amogetse botlhe. Fela tshwetso e tsere. Monna wa ka kwa DRC. Le Karebe la ka kwa Swaziland. Monna wa ka kwa Gabon. Monna wa ka kwa Kenya. Ba tsere tshwetso. Ba dumelana ka bongwe jwa pelo gore ke thago e khutshwanyane ke penalty monna yo e bakileng kio wa mogela karata e serolwana. Elaji Diop mono dirang tiro kwa setlhopheng sa West Ham United. The Hammers jaaka ba itsege kwa Engelane. Tima ya rona e tla fella fa. Leeto la rona la go fella fa. Ke nna ke tla bo ke ritela ke mama tshameki yo tla ritelanga letsatsi la gompieno mme ke a solofela naga ya Senegal ga ba kitla ba tsamaya ba itumella le go itshwarela mo tsereganyi fela tshwetso ke tshwetso fa e tserwe ga ke itse gore ba gara e tshamekiwa kgotsa go diragala. Taba go pola kgela dina ya kwa strateng ka mmileng. Taba go pola kgele e tshamekiwa bontsi jwa nako kwa metsemagaeng kwa makeišaneng le kwa metsemagaeng e tle nne jaana. Mme e ka lesego ga gona gore ba ka ithibela ya kwa motseng go ka fela re ka phutha ra ya gae mme fa re a go nna fa go bitlela thago yeo e ragiwa re mo motsotsong wa bole kgolo. Mende wa go tshwanela go ya kwa dikoteng go na le sekepe se se kileng sa nwela se ne se pegile mašole a ne go na le maAforika Borwa sekepe sa Mendi a re bona se nwela go le Mendi kwa dikoteng tsa Senegal. Ga gona boitumelo bofe a re batswe mo lebaleng ga ke itse gore a reng tota Mokatisi tlhakatlhakano jaanong kgante lefale re tlotlomatsa tiragatso ya setlhopha ya CAF fela ba e rulagantse kgaisano e a e tla sengwa ke batsereganyi a e tla sengwa ke batshameki re simolola go bona metlholo e Sizwe.
Well, jaw-dropping stuff, what's happening in the, but like you said, when we have seen these Gilipopong, Mageshining, and we've never, at this stage, seen anything similar, but it looks as though the Moroccan, or rather the Senegalese coach, Papa Chow, has gestured for his players to come off the field here in a protest of the decision from a VAR, and in this case, ugly scenes in Africa's biggest moment. Yet, so far, over the years growing up, if you love your beauty South African game and you know your gutsy games, you know at times when one side scores and the other doesn't quite believe, they leave in protest, but you only see it as far as the gutsy games, nowhere near the professional scenes, OJ, nowhere near an AFCON or a final for that matter. And what we see here is absolutely unbelievable. So, we'll be hoping the officials can calm the emotions down here. And, well, we've always said the law in football is the referee's decision is final. In this case, the referee's decision after VAR intervene has to be final. I think we have to say and agree and accept that. And Victor Luwani, keep in mind, we'll be here to give his views, but this is the moment. Was there enough in the contact to pull Diaz down then from Alhaji Jufen? Well, the decision was made. The referee's decision stands, I guess. OJ.
Motwecho se tla tlasele history mo kgweleng ya dinao ya Africa. Me mona yo ke ne ke bona a laela batshameki go tswa mo lebaleng ke ene mo katisi wa setlhopha sa Senegal fela jaanong gape o boetse fa thoko ga mola a re bone tshwetso ba tla e tsaya mme fa e le gore ba tla dira se ka se dire le naga ya Senegal ba ka beelwa thoko gongwe. Tiragatso ya Kantele ke re ke go raya kere go nnile le ngongora segolo thata jana ka VAR gore e ketetsa letlhakore kgotsa motho yo o tsang tshwetso a lebeletse VAR e ketetsa letlhakore mona wa ka kwa Senegal wa ka kwa DRC ha o tla bo bona boroko ga a kitla tsamaya le balase maikebogelo otlhe a neng a na le one a tlile go phimolwa ke se mme fela se tla phimolwa ke ba Senegal yo mongwe ene a le kwa Morocco wa go spot on.
You have to consider the penalty taker in this case, OJ. This long wait, and to be the man to stand up and take that penalty, the nerves.
A re bone fela go setse go tsweletse go buisanwa ba tla e tlhatlhamolola ba katise mo katise mango ba ngwetse mo katise Steven Komfela Dr. Walter Steinbock ba tla e tlhatlhamolola ga mo ga le ya solofela le bone ba simola go bona se mo kgweding ya dinao professional rotlhe re kile ra e bona kwa re goletseng gone mongwe le mongwe ga a kitlang thare ga se tsamaya bonise kwa goletseng gone e seng fa mongwe le mongwe sizwe o e bone kwa meepong ya Telkom ke ka kwa motsesetoropong wa Pampistad mongwe le mongwe o na le kgang ka tiragalo e ne se mo AFCON ba tswa mo lebaleng jaaka bile bona mokatisi wa maloba wa naga ya Ghana 2008 re le mmogo le sizwe kwa Ghana Claude Leroy ene le ene mokatisi ka nako eo 2008 ga ke itse gore tshwetso ya gore ba go etsa go sena motho mo dikoteng Sadio Mane ba re fa e le gore ke sengwe fa go fela go fele go na le batshameki ba ba mo tonolong ba ba tswileng ka tunnel Sadio Mane a re e tlang mme ke monna le nosi fela yo batla mo utlwang.
They have to come back, OJ.
Ga bona se ba tla dirang se.
They have to go. He's right, Sadio Mane. Whilst the coach in this case, Papetiao, may be a bit emotional in leading the side and gesturing that they should have come up to start this whole drama off. Sane minds have to prevail here. And maturity from a leader and a true legend of the game in Sadio Mane. And I'm saying this, whatever the outcome, the referee's decision has to be final. Such as football and such are the laws of the game. Except the one, of course, will be Sandile and the team out in the studio. It's like life. A lot of the times, things we believe should go our way in life don't. The things we think we deserve in life don't come our way. And such are the lessons we learn from football that mimic life in itself. And Sadio Mane, man, has been there, done that, I think. By saving Senegal here from huge embarrassment if they were to walk off in protest.
O tshwanetse fela kgotsa se ka mofa tota go etsa se jaaka banna. Tse dingwe di tla bonwa kwa morago. Jaaka bona ba boela mo motshamekong, ba boela mo lebaleng. E tla tsa loaka go lebala tiragalo e. Ke thabile ga ititla e tsamaye lebalwa. Tiragalo ya mofuta o. Motwetsi ka re forogela kwa tlase re tle re utlwe gore ba bako ba e bona jang.
This is a man who continues to prove as well, and I think he's going to go and fetch his teammates from the change room.
Yeah, that is.
He continues to inspire, and he continues to remind us that value doesn't lie in titles, it doesn't lie in money, it doesn't lie in applause, it lies in the courage to rise from the humblest beginnings and carry as many people along with you on your way up.
I think Sadio Mane is a hero. He's an example that people can imitate. Now, when you see a player like this, the teammates are coming back onto the pitch now. If the referee blows the penalty, the rule says you have to respect the decisions of the referee. Furthermore, the penalty is not been scored yet.
You can understand the frustration, but it is certainly not something you want to see. When we expected drama in a final, we did not expect this kind of drama. This is a chance for Africa to shine and maybe a little gloss off the evening. Sure, we'll watch on.
They should stay calm now.
It looks like Edouard Mendy has been cautioned here for his little cynical bump on Anas Salehedin. So a yellow card for Edouard Mendy. Well, and a yellow card for Salehedin as well. Now, I don't want to make a tongue-in-cheek comment here about potential extra time, but we've nearly seen 120 minutes go by. We're just into the 112th minute now.
Well, what the referee will just go back to, that's why you have the fourth referee there. They'll go back to the minutes that were left. The time that was left, before the game was stopped. And based on that, that's what it's going to do now.
Now, Nesiri and Brahim Diaz are having a conversation. Nesiri, with a chance to become the only Moroccan player to score in 5 Africa Cup of Nations tournaments, has handed the ball to the tournament's leading scorer. Brahim.
Weto Ribuile Remojo Cheto Kiwara Kileo Yagotewa Jaka penalty Mendy Murikotenga Wani Bagana Chalo Lele Kaula Diaz Ika Bella Arbone Kabai Kawar Monaco Yo Kedi check extra time Neka Isir Horoko Arbone Morocco Abatai Kamagua Fili Mokilinio Moraga Tramere Boninga Here coming to Aprilio. I come in Aprilio. Adamone chalo mona waka kwa Santiago Penapau. Mona wada Galacticos. Waya. Wakita. Motwecho. Ofela ke mafoko pa go nna tjana. Motwecho. Ofela ke mafoko pa go nna tjana. Unaro le kapanenka. Fela. Mendi ka beke mo gala gage. Ha ema gone fela fo. Ke ka mokgoba ke bare modimo o re rata rotlhe. Ke yone mokgotla bo go feletsa go te modimo o re rata rotlhe. Mekete go fedile. Ene le thago ya bofelo. Not Senegal, not Morocco. Re akara go ya ke dishega. Ka ro ya ntlha. Ka sibolla jalo ke sizo mabela. Memo tshwetso re kopana mo go banya ntlha ya motshameko ya nako ke dishega.
challenge here on a sec. Amongst those to have come on in the second period of extra time. Rain now beginning to come down, and well, it would have been a factor in the later stages of this match if it was to go into extra time, and that is the scenario now. Isaac. The Sheriff finding Ghana. Well, there's been moments of trauma in this match when Senegal thought they had scored. The goal was disallowed for the contact between El Hadji Diouf and Hakimi, and Senegal didn't make a meal of it. The decision once the decision came for the Moroccan penalty, Senegal made a meal of it. It lasted. Well, it felt like forever, and Fatias may have played a huge part in the outcome of it all. But such is the trauma in the game, and they have to get on with it. El Nawi with the ball out wide to Hakimi. Azaz Zuri into the central areas here. Pressure in the central areas here for Senegal as they win it back impressively. Look to push on after that far flank. And numbers going forward, yeah, as the shot comes in, click, click, bang! With the second of the tournament, and what a way to start extra time! Wow, what drama in Rabat, Morocco! Papequaye and Senegal, who at one point looked aside that had thrown in the towel and walked off. Have to praise Sadio Mane for his role in the comeback and the return onto the field to face whatever may come their way. Oh, the penalty save by Mendy. Minutes into extra time, and well, they win it back. And a great area on the transition here. Power forward. Space time. And it's inviting the shot after having to shrug off a defender. How's that for a banger? A true banger. That's a moment where Senegal needed something special off the underside of the bar, and it's Senegal that lead. Tough draw stuff, tough corner. Gave it everything, absolutely everything he had. And well, in minutes, this game sees Senegal leading when it looked as though all was lost for them.